Hey guys, John here with Pro H Paintball. Today I'm back with another weekly video on how to set up your Empire Axe Pro. Last week we released a video on the Empire Axe Pro that was released for Black Friday. It's a gun that's very popular, it's been around for a while, and they just re-released it. So we get a lot of questions, usually from our online customers that say, hey, I just got my gun in, I don't even know how to set this up, how do I turn it on, whatnot. So just a quick video on what to expect when you do get your Empire Axe Pro, your Empire Mini, your Empire Axe. These are all very similar guns as far as setting it up. And just gonna give you a quick rundown. So first things first, in order to play paintball, of course, you're gonna need your air tank. This is gonna be a compressed air tank or an HPA tank. And that is different than like your $25 or $30, what's called a CO2 tank. And the main way to tell the difference, it has a gauge on the side. So the other type of air that the Empire Axe won't use is gonna be CO2 and it does not have a gauge. So you have an HPA tank. This is a Tippmann 48 3000. So if you're researching this on our website or online at all, this is Tippmann brand, 48 3000 PSI. That's the type of air tank. And then the most popular hopper that we sell for your entry to mid-level type gun is called the Empire Halo 2, and it's TOO, not the number 2. So Empire Halo, it's about an $80 hopper. And then, like we said, this is the Empire Axe Pro. So this is the black and gold edition, and it does come with a 2-piece barrel. So first off, when you pull this out of your box, you're gonna have all these pieces. You'll have a barrel sock, not this exact same one, but one similar to it. You'll have your gun and 2 barrels. So first things first, screw the 2 pieces together. There's a wrong way that won't go together, and there's a right way. It'll screw together. It's gonna be clockwise. Good to go there. Then I recommend take your barrel sock and just put this over the end of it there. And you're gonna take your gun, hold it just like this, keep your finger off the trigger, and go ahead and screw the barrel in place. If you ever have to force the barrel in, you're not doing something right. Take a second, pull the barrel back out, maybe wipe out the threaded part here, and that way you make sure everything's clean and that you don't damage the gun. And then the purpose of a barrel sock is so that way if you accidentally pull the trigger, it doesn't actually shoot your ceiling in your house or your friend standing next to you. So you wanna make sure you always keep that on. And you'll take the elastic part and actually pull it back around the back so there's tension on it. That way if I shoot inside of here, it doesn't actually shoot out, the barrel sock doesn't fly off. Okay, so we have the barrel sock on there. You have a lever on your Empire Mini, your Empire Axe 2.0, and your Empire Axe Pro. You have a lever. The lever here is gonna be pointing forward. That means it's in the off position, meaning air is off. If I were to have an air tank on here and I was gonna push this lever back, and it's gonna be flush, facing the back of the gun, that means the air would be going through the gun. So when you're ready to set it up, go ahead and turn the lever forward. And I'm gonna I always recommend take the gun, point it down, take your air tank, and lay it right here in the back. The reason why I do it this way is the tank is kind of heavy. You don't wanna have to try to hold the air tank up like this and push up as you're screwing it in. I see that a lot of times. Use gravity as your friend, point the gun down, drop the air tank in the back, and then try to aim it just straight up and down, this way, and this way, of course. And so once you get it, I'm just gonna use 2 fingers and I can just spin it into place. Very, very simple. Again, I'm not having to force this down at all. If you have to do that, you're not doing it right. Okay, so the air tank is in all the way. Again, just barely hand tight. And then on your some of your older Empire guns, you have a small gauge on the side. And whenever I turn this lever from the forward position to the back position, you should be able to hear air up and you'll see the gauge change. So a small little bit of air, the gauge goes to 200. This gauge is supposed to stay at 200 no matter what. Never touch it. Don't read anything else on the internet. Leave this at 200. If you have a Mini or an Axe 2.0, anything that might have a gauge on the side of it, just make sure it stays at 200. Okay, so the gauge is there. That means your gun is aired up. It's ready to go. And then next thing's next. You just need to put your hopper on there. So you have a lever on the feed neck piece here. That's going to tighten and loosen up. You want to go ahead and take your halo and just slide it right on the top here. Kind of wiggle it back and forth until it goes all the way down. And then you take the lever with 2 fingers and you're just gonna go forward. You don't wanna have to cram it on there because you may crack the plastic hopper, but you just want it where it's easy to take on and take off and put it back on. Good to go. And that is your gun is ready to go. That is your basic setup on how to air it up, how to get it ready to go. On the Axe Pro, there's a small button right here in the front. You would just want to go and take it, turn it on, you're ready to rock and roll. An electronic paintball gun, meaning a paintball gun that takes a battery, will not fire unless there is a paintball inside of the gun. So if you get the gun, you have air in the air tank, you turn it on, you get home, you're trying to shoot it, and it won't fire, there's nothing wrong with the gun. It actually has these little sensors, electronic pieces inside of the gun that tell it when to fire and when not to fire. So as soon as you put paintballs in your hopper and you turn your hopper on, and I'll show you that, you just press the button one time here on the halo, one time quickly. You'll hear it spin. Once paintballs are inside the gun, then the gun will fire. And it would sound something like this. And if you notice, hopefully you can see this, every time I pull the trigger, the hopper spins. So the halo is a sound activated hopper, meaning every single time it hears the gun shoot and feels the vibration, it actually spins, and that way it loads paintballs inside the gun as fast as you're shooting. So right now I'm just dry firing the gun. You don't want to do that with paintballs at all. You don't want to turn these sensors off because it will break paintballs inside of that. So to turn the gun off, hold it down till it says off, and then press it one more time and you're ready to go. To turn the halo off, hold it down until it turns solid red and you're ready to go. When you're ready to turn the air off, you want to take your thumb here, just take this lever and you want to go forward with it. And the air should come out a little bit and you're ready to go. And you can leave this setup just like this. If you have little kids, little brothers, families, sisters, anything like that in the house, I don't recommend to leave your setup up because if they accidentally air it up and there's paintballs inside, you don't want anybody to shoot inside the house. So that's just a quick little overview, a quick little review on how to set up your gun. Again, most paintball guns are going to be very similar to this, but if you have a different gun or even if you have an Axe, a Mini, or the Axe Pro, and you have questions on how to set it up, make sure you comment below, or you can reach out to us on social media, on our Instagram, @ProAgePaintball, and we'll make sure we reply back to you. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe and like this video. We do release every 2 videos a week, tech videos on Tuesdays, and then product overview and review videos on Thursdays. Again, any questions, reach out to us. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching.